So here's a video on how to deal with custom fields in EasyDNN News. That's a great news and event module for DNN CMS. And I'd like to take you on a very common use case where we use the EasyDNN News module for events. So here we have the training time management, and just like all articles, it will consist of a title, subtitle, some summary, and the article itself. And of course, there's the ability to register. Well, a lot of times I have customers who say, well, I like to add some extra info, like who's the trainer or what's the price. And they can, of course, put that here in the article itself, but most of the time you will want to put it in a different place. So you can put it on a different spot in the HTML template or style it differently. And we have a great feature, it's called custom fields, to utilize that. So if you have sufficient rights, you can go to the dashboard and we have an option for custom fields. And what we're going to do is add these custom fields for training and price. So we use the text box. There are more options for this, so you can just play around with that. This is just to give you a demo. So here's the trainer, and you always need to fill in a token ID. And it's very wise to use a field label because you want to be able to recognize different fields that you are actually adding in the backend of the content management system. I'm not putting this field for a required field. You might want to do that for custom fields in the registration form, but I'll explain a little bit about that later. So for now, we just create our field, and we wanted to have a price as well. So there is a price, and again we're putting that in a token, and we're putting in a field label, and right now we have created 2 custom fields. So how EasyDNN works is that you can add a custom field group to an article, and training fields, for instance, and you can create a group for that. And now we're going to add our new created custom fields here, and we're basically done. So right now, because it's instantly saved to the group, and now we're going to go back to the article, edit the article, and we will find that at the bottom of an article you have the option for custom fields. So if I switch that on, we will get the ability for training fields, and as it is the only field custom field group, it will instantly choose that one, and we can now fill in the trainer, and of course it's spelled a little bit differently, and a price. And if we now update and view this event, we can see that we have our own spot for trainer and price, and we can reallocate this anywhere just by changing the template. And of course you can give it a different styling as well. So that's for the article itself. Because this is an event, there's the option to register, and a common use case is that people want to add a phone number in the registration form. So that can be accomplished with custom fields as well. Now we're gonna add a custom fields, and this one is called phone. And of course wants the field label again, and you might want to check this one, field is required, and we can now create a field. We create a different custom fields group because for registration, and I created this one because this form will be for the registration form and not for the article itself. So this gives you the flexibility to add different fields for that. So we have for registration as a different group, and we want to add the phone number, and that's just it. So you can actually just add one field to an entire group. We now have done so, which means that if we want to register, I guess I didn't actually add the field to the group. For registration, edit. Oh, of course, it has been added, but I need to change the registration form. I need to extend the registration form, and that's all done in the add as an event part. And here it says the field template of registration form. Then now it says none by default because there are more, and we have the for registration option here. So if we now update this setting, we should be getting this. So now it says phone, and it is a mandatory field, so it's a required field. The styling is a bit off, so that's a drawback in the default settings, but this is how you extend the registration form.